Hello, everyone. It's me again. Welcome back to the gayest history podcast you'll ever watch. I'm your host, Zain Clements-Hall. Today, we'll be talking about the LGBTQ plus musicians that rose to popularity in rock and then pop music during the late 1960s through the 1980s. So, without further ado, let's start geeking out. Our story begins surprisingly in 1943. Why 1943? Because this was the year that Janis Joplin was born in Port Arthur, Texas. She gained popularity in 1966 when she became a member of Big Brother and the Holding Company. Although her career was short, she quickly established herself as an openly bisexual icon, like her inspiration Bessie Smith. By her death in 1970, she had inspired a generation of young women to be unafraid of their identities, permanently cementing her status as an LGBTQ plus icon for decades to come. Joplin's rise in popularity and her status as an LGBTQ plus icon marks an important shift in the history of LGBTQ musicians, the shift from black to white. This shift also allowed for a new type of LGBTQ plus musician, the openly gay or openly bisexual man, present in both rock and pop. The first of the three most prominent LGBTQ men of this time period was born in Zanzibar in 1946. He would move to London in 1964 and play with the band which he rose to fame with, Queen, for the first time in 1971. This, of course, came once he took a stage name which will not soon be forgotten, Freddie Mercury. Although he was not openly gay during his career, Mercury did use symbols of gay life and sexuality in his performing career. Mercury's open use of aspects of gay sexuality came at a time when two other LGBTQ plus men were gaining traction in the music industry, David Bowie and Elton John. These two men were both born in 1947 and both known for their flamboyant performance personas. David Bowie burst onto the music scene in 1969 as Ziggy Stardust, a flamboyant, otherworldly persona. He was openly bisexual for most of his career, coming out initially as gay in 1972, but later stating he was bisexual in 1976. In 1976, Elton John also came out as bisexual, later stating he was gay. Elton John was known for his flamboyant costumes and personality. David Bowie and Elton John came out during a time when being openly gay and bisexual had only been legal for a few years, and in doing so, they inspired musicians that succeeded them to be even more open than ever before. Freddie Mercury had the same effect, even though he didn't come out until shortly before his death. Janis Joplin paved the way for the next openly lesbian and bisexual female musicians. Tune in for my next episode, the emergence of LGBTQ plus musicians in folk and country music, to see the effects of the legacy these musicians left behind as it begins to unfold.